Welcome back. The question today that we are going to answer is this the worst metal pedal in the world? Or just even the worst distortion in the world? There are 1,000 videos out there on the Boss metalcore. It is a classic, everyone's first pedal. It actually was my first pedal as well. This was not it, if you notice how clean and sort of pristine this one is. I just traded for this one maybe a week or two ago, but it was my first pedal. I liked it back in the day. Didn't even really play any metal, didn't really know what to do with it. I was in like middle school. But anyways, a very classic pedal. Tons of people have it. Tons of people play it. Tons of people hate it. It kind of has that reputation of the worst metal pedal out there. And you'll notice this is not the Wazacraft version. It would say that like right in this area. This is the stock OG like $50 Boss Metalzone, the MT-2. So let's give it a shot, see what it sounds like. And for the demo today, we'll be playing the Legator Ninja humbucker pickups through a stage right amp that I also picked up in a trade. So a stage right like 40 watt amp, very cheap practice level amp, nothing professional, no professional rig. That's kind of the whole idea of this channel. Anyways, we want to do what it would actually sound like if you're just playing at home and you don't have a $5,000 head and cab combo with a $3,000 guitar on it. If you've got all that, you're probably not playing through a Metalzone anyways. So here we go. Let's get into the review. So we're starting here. The pedal is off, as you can see, and all our knobs are up in the noon position, straight up and down. That's where we'll start. But this gives you an idea of the clean tone of the amp. The amp does have a reverb that is turned off, although it actually has a pretty nice reverb for being such a cheap amp. And then all of the EQ on the amp is straight up and down, and we're just going to leave the amp set like that the whole time and just fiddle with these knobs up here. So clean tone. This is on bridge position, Legator Ninja 6-string. This is pedal on, all knobs straight up and down. Oh, we lost our little stand. Pedal on. Does not sound great to me. It's a little harsh, especially on that high end, but let's fiddle around with the EQ on the pedal and see what we can get, see if we can get it better. Hopefully you can see these knobs pretty well. So after messing around with it for a while, this is kind of the tone that I just personally like out of it. Again, we're going through the stage right amp, so nothing spectacular there really by any means, but this is what it sounds like on just my personal setting that I kind of like. mess with a few of these knobs and you can kind of get a feel of what it sounds like just playing around with knobs. That sounds particularly heinous. So screechy. Sounds pretty good. I don't know how close that is to the regular EQ settings that I had before, but that actually sounds pretty solid. Oh God, it's heinous. Still has a lot of that top end screech. That's pretty good. I like that right there. Not too bad, but hopefully that's a pretty good demo. It gives you an idea of what the pedal really looks like. Here's the setting at the end. But the question is this the worst metal pedal out there? The worst distortion? Probably not. I don't really have any ideas off the top of my head of anything that sticks out that's like, oh, it was the worst thing I've ever played. Is this the best distortion I've ever played? No. I really like Pro-Cat Rats. I like SD1s. I really like my custom Saxo Skulls distortion quite a bit. I like the, I think it's Boss, here it is. No, Digitech. The Digitech Death Metal is one of my favorite distortion pedals. Extremely brutal amounts of gain. It's just really awesome. It's a lot of fun to play. But I've played so many different distortion, drive pedals, all that kind of thing. Is this the worst? No. Will it take you a while to get it set up and to EQ it exactly how you want? Yeah, that's kind of the drawback of this pedal. It has good tones in it, at least in my opinion. You can make some cool metal sounds out of it, but It will take a bit longer than pretty much any other pedal on the market just to get all that EQ just right. If you look at one of my favorites, the death metal pedal has 4 knobs. These, it's technically 4 as well, but each one has the little mini knob inside it. It's just easier to get this dialed in exactly where you want. You've just got level, low, mid, high. That's it. It's so simple. This is a lot more complex. So especially if you're not familiar with tinkering on EQs or you're just a brand new beginner guitarist, this could take you a serious amount of time to really figure out and get into and enjoy. But that said, it's like a $50 pedal. I picked this up in a trade. I was trying to think back. I believe this is the third Boss Metalzone that I've owned in my life. You can buy, sell, trade for these anywhere. So I live in Kentucky. This is the town of hollow body guitars and blues everywhere and that kind of thing, or Appalachian bluegrass, and personal favorite of mine. And I can still find this in a heartbeat on Facebook Marketplace for a trade at a fair price, or you can buy them on eBay, Reverb, whatever, real easy. So if you're just getting into pedals, it might be a little bit too complex or just take you a frustratingly long amount of time to dial it in. But even on the little practice amp there, that Stage Right amp, it sounds fine. It's not obviously going to blow you away. This is not some $300 distortion. It's not a Horizon drive or anything like that. It is what it is, a cheap stomp box, but it looks cool. It's got the classic history of being a Metalzone. And honestly, I kind of like it. I imagine it'll stay on my board for probably a couple months before I end up trading it around, unless somebody really wants it. But this will probably stay around for a while. So there you have it. Look out for more reviews. Probably going to do the next one, either the SD one that I just got because I really like that pedal, or perhaps the Reverb that I got a while back. But stay tuned for more.